As Krath leads you out of the Euleron Final Rest Tavern, out into the rain that is now pouring. The kind of stark contrast from the comfort within the inn is kind of hitting you in the face with a very almost touchable reality slap, as the otherwise dirt surfaced and unpaved roads of the common district are now clayey. Makes a kind of sucking sound as you walk through it. You see a few people seeking shelter from the rain, returning to their homes, kind of pulling their hoods up and wrapping their cloaks a little bit tighter around them as they hurry to wherever they're going. Once you're about to reach the outer citadel walls, you would be all kind of familiar at this point that the structure of the city is unfortified for the common district, where you kind of just walk out into the wilderness eventually if you choose the direction to walk, unless it's north. Further north, you do eventually hit the outer citadel walls, or the outer walls of the keep, and then within there lies the noble district, and beyond that comes another wall that filters people into the actual keep itself. You look up and see what looks to be flags hanging off the battlements, and some mounted on tanning racks. But something seems to be off. And Shia, you get a kind of more mortal reminder of what city you're actually in.
Yeah, no, she doesn't look. She keeps her eyes straight, if not slightly down. She's not looking up.
Yeah.
Finn is full on tourist.
So is he taking a closer look, is what you're saying?
He's just looking at everything.
Oh, okay.
Very good.
Kashi would be taking a closer look at what's going on.
Shai is making a pointed, like she's making it very obvious. She is like looking only where they need to go. Like it's very, like it's almost.
Krath, you would be familiar with what it is up on the walls as well, of course. For those that aren't familiar or would like to inspect it closer, I need perception checks.
I'm looking up at the sky and seeing how the sun is doing.
It's doing alright. From your experience, it has still about 2 hours before it fully goes down. Oh, Vago. Oh boy. Alright. Anyone else? We are gonna get the same description with those rolls, so it doesn't really matter. But, okay, now it matters. So everyone but Finn, trying his
like
very
I said,
best.
Finn is just touristing.
He's a little bit too distracted with everything else going on around the city. Looking up and taking a kind of closer look at the very unnatural looking flags, you do realize that it is in fact not fabric or textile that hangs over the walls of the Euleron Citadel. It is the tanned skin of humanoids. Elves and humans, orcs, half-orcs, some Leonin, some Tabaxi. Any and all races, tanned and skinned, can be seen either hanging off the banisters, like kind of gruesome reminder of who is in charge of the city, as well as what would happen to those that oppose him. As you continue along, having kind of came to this gruesome discovery, I should say, averting your eyes, you are eventually coming to the gate itself and promptly stopped by a number of guards that step out from the kind of overhead shelter of the rain. They look at you suspiciously, and one in particular, a human, steps forward. What's your business within the noble district?
Turn to look at Krath.
Are you the leader of these then, Krath? You would recognize him as you've made your way through and back and forth through the gates a couple of times. You do recognize him, Krath, but you're muted, so I can't hear.
Oh, fuck. Yes, for now. I would be, I suppose.
Alright.
Since I am leading them there. Yeah, I fill him in on what we're doing.
Yeah. He kind of nods. All right then. By Wartorn's decree, you are free to pass, but do try and keep them from straying away from where you're actually going. And
Will do.
they all kind of step aside as you make your way into the noble district. While it's still raining, there is a welcome change under your feet as the paved roads here are still, muddy and kind of soggy, but there is actual cobblestone. There's certainly a greater care taken and benefiting. That's not even a word, but a benefit given to the more illustrious and kind of benefiting members and people to the Uleron cause that are granted to live within these walls.
Can Vigo sort of sidle up next to Finn and say, would you rather live in a castle and look at a hole, or live in a hole and look at a castle every day?
I don't know what's in the hole. Is it an ice hole? And what sort of castle? I've never lived in a castle before. Is that over there a castle? I don't really know.
From where did you? That sounds like I'm going a bit Yoda there.
Where from did you come?
Yeah, from where did you come?
I've been travelling from the south. I'm looking for my teacher. Have you seen her? She's an elf like yourself, but she's got red hair and red skin.
This may be a conversation for another time.
And Vago just gives up.
I suspect that I may, if this person exists, I suspect if I'd have run across them, I'd know about it. But,
yeah, most certainly, but no.
But that's not what, Vago's sort of staring into this. It's almost like she needs this answer from you to her question before she can concentrate on anything else. So it's not that she's dismissing you, it's the fact that she genuinely means we can discuss it later, but...
Krath, the older gentleman, he was saying that you've been into this house before now. What sort of thing did you find when you was there? Why have I gone Irish now? Oh my god.
I've merely seen it in passing. But,
that was to Krath.
Oh, sorry.
Finn has just the conversation is over. You said you didn't know, so that's as far as he's concerned. He's moved over to Krath.
As Finn wanders away, I'd like to just go, I get it.
Kashi once again looks at him with the do you really know kind of look on him. He's not saying anything, just looking at him.
And sort of following up the rear of the group, just sort of tagging along because he was initially invited to the table and then just sort of wasn't dismissed. He's just sort of walking along with he's sort of rubbing this necklace around his neck. It's a good place as any for a necklace, and you kind of notice he's got a small animal just kind of on his shoulder, and he's sort of twittering to his I don't know why it's twittering, it's not a bird.
I was going to say, what sort of animal is it?
It's what does I call it? It's,
Hashtag cancel the empire.
It's a I keep wanting to say ferret, but it's not a ferret.
Weasel.
The weasel. Thank you.
Ooh.
Just sort of sitting on my shoulder, and I'm sort of talking as if it's, responding to me, but it clearly isn't. What have we managed to get ourselves into now?
Sprankle.
It's Sprankle. He's been dead since the Underdark.
No, it's I am a weasel.
So there's only Darren who will get. I don't think Nogo is far enough in the campaign yet to get that, and I know Gamer isn't. I think David might be. far enough in campaign to understand that as well. Yeah, Finn's sort of style moved past Vago and spoken to Krath, sort of saying, so you've been to this house. I can't get it. You've been to this mansion before, and the old man said, but couldn't find anything out.
No, sadly, it doesn't really bear any fruit to look around in there. I found myself losing time in there. I've been walking around in the house, and then all of a sudden I'm in the forest, not knowing how I got there.
Interesting.
I've had nights like that.
I hear all sorts of strange noises in there. I think I hear a piano playing sometimes.
What is a piano?
No. Piano is an instrument, I think.
You'd know what a piano is, yeah.
Yeah.
I have an intelligence of 9. I may not know. Well, let us go in.
And as you're making your way through the noble district of Uleron's End, there's grand mansions and houses, beautiful architecture in an almost impeccable word, not for the rain and the muddiness, kind of impeccable, fine condition, and it's a very, again, kind of a reminder of how neglected the common district is in Uleron's End. You move through. Fuck, I keep getting distracted. You move through the.
I tend to
server.
mute the
Yeah.
server when I'm DMing
Yeah.
because people chat.
No, it's not the. It's the sounds from receiving whispers, but
Okay. Sorry.
it's all good.
Yeah,
as
no,
you
what
walk,
do you mean?
yeah, as you walk down the cobblestone streets of the noble quarters, you are eventually kind of reaching the point where you Krath kind of gives a sign that this is the place. The manor itself is enclosed within a 10-feet stone wall that kind of circles around both ways, and you do draw the assumption that it is an enclosed kind of estate area. Held together, and before you is a barred steel door, gate rather, held together with a lock mechanism. And I need a marching order once you do make yourself into the grounds itself.
I'm assuming I'm first since I've been here before and I'm guiding people through it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Shia will be next, staying as close to him as possible.
Okay.
Just so that way she doesn't have to look around.
Alright. So there's
Can
Kraft,
I-
Shea, and then can you what?
I guess Finn will go up next.
Alright.
Vaguely would like to go at the back.
Back.
Yeah.
Noted.
You
Gamer?
say Kashi can be behind Finn.
Shia, can I stay up with you? You're the only one I've actually said more than 2 words to.
That's fine.
I stay here.
That works.
We'll stay here.
I'll
Come
go
on.
second to last.
Yep. Alright. Very well. And you're greeted by as you kind of peer in through the gates, it's about like a hand spread between the bars, so it's maybe one particularly contortionist could make his way through, but other than that, there's probably gotta either find a way through the door, which you kind of safely assume Prath has a key for. Beyond it is just cobblestone streets leading up to what you can see in the distance. For those that have dark vision, you can see the entranceway move in the far distance, kind of enclosed in front of you by a garden of flowers on each side of the cobblestone leading up to the house.
Would Bell know anything about this house
No,
in his perhaps readings from Uleron's End?
no, it's just. I mean, maybe you've read some form of like testament of like the grounds and the matters that are present, but beyond that, nah, nothing specific.
Is the layout, the outside sort of look of the house, does it appear similar to any other houses in the noble district?
Yes, it does. It looks very much like the. Most of the noble houses are very presented in a very grand way, where they take up more space than they really than they really need to. They have like really big gardens surrounding them, walls enclosing them to keeping them safe. But
So they
you'd
look
note it by
relatively
walking.
uniform.
Yeah, fairly uniform, but the architecture does vary in some way or form.
I mean, like the general shape of the houses. So, like, obviously,
Yeah.
the outsides are going to look very different. They're going to be done up the way they want them to look. But,
Mhm.
like, overall, the rough shape of each house similar.
Yes.
Okay.
Roughly. So there is I guess I could make a better way of actually describing the house itself. It is a house in the far distance that you actually see, but then there is 2 extensions going on each side of the cobblestone way, growing outwards towards you, as you kind of. So if you were to walk down the cobblestone path, you would eventually have parts of the house on each side of you before you actually reach the entranceway itself.
So it's kind of like a horseshoe-like U shape, but
Yeah,
with
but this
the
one is
legs of the U towards.
Yes, but you can see on each side of the extension of the house, you'd be able to make out the remainder of the house. So it's not a horseshoe shape in itself. It's more of a block with 2 extensions building out. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But you're presented in front of the door. Krath, you do have the key to the gate.
The key to the gate.
Key to gate. I mean, I unlock
Hey.
it and lead them inside.
Alright.
But I mean, we all know that you have to unlock the gate in order to use it on your next save file.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
See, so I get the marching order right. This is far more work than I signed up for. Or far less. Not sure.
One or the other.
Yeah.
Both
Yeah.
simultaneously.
Yep.
Genuinely.
So many people in this group can relate.
Yeah, I can very much relate, and I've only done 2 things.
It pains.
But there are kind of wooden benches on each side of the cobblestone path leading up towards the house, and if there is a little bit of a chain link fence. It's not like it doesn't have spear shapes or anything like that, so you can easily vault over it. But that would be the way to actually get into the gardens of surrounding the house more so than getting to the entranceway.
Is the garden all sort of neat and
No, it's very unkept at this place.
Oh,
This
okay.
place, it's been from what you can draw from the very brief introduction that the war-torn person in the side room kind of gave you. He doesn't. It's been this way for quite some time before he became aware of what has actually been going on behind his back on his son's behalf.
Okay.
So some form of disrepair or just general unkemptness, if that is a word, is present.
Awesome.
Alright. Is there anything anyone would like to do, like approach the house, or? I'm kind of at a loss here.
I guess we should. Yeah, Krath. Lead the way.
Yeah, I did say that I unlocked the door and let them inside.
Yeah, and as the gates open, you are greeted by the cobblestone path leading up towards the entranceway. There's the wooden benches on each side, the fence, and the garden surrounding the pathway.
Oh, so there's like a gate. Okay, and then
Yeah,
okay.
you're not currently at the entrance, like the entrance to the mansion itself. You're not quite by it yet.
Well, I guess I say this way, and then I lead them to the front door.
And we follow our marching order after him.
The sun still sets a little bit slow today. We have time.
Yeah, it would be about an hour at this point before sunset.
Look over to the east to see if I can see where the sun is.
Yeah.
As it's on its way down.
Yeah. You do see it in the far distance in the east. Approaching the doorway, you do kind of... Are you doing this stealthily, by the way?
I mean, we're allowed to be here, right? No.
Yeah, you are.
I guess we're
I'm
following
not.
Krath's lead. If he's thinking that we should be stealthy, then
I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would know though. If I felt like going stealthily, I probably would. Yeah, I probably would. because of losing time and shit there.
There's been
So-
some strange happening.
Checks.
Yeah,
so
I do need stealth checks from everyone included. Everyone present. Holy shit, that's uniform.
Ninjas.
let's go.
First nat 20, let's
Fuck
go.
yeah. Yeah,
This
balances
is
out. Gamers
Yeah.
won.
So-
19
I rolled a
Yeah.
fucking 2 on that.
So why? Okay, we're
Christ.
doing stealth checks. Okay. I still don't understand why, but I'll follow the lead.
I don't
Yeah.
see the value in hiding, but if that's what everyone else is doing, then I will hide too. And I stand
Yeah.
in the centre, behind a pole, and that's it.
I feel like I'm just hiding behind one of you.
Aren't
You're
we
just behind
approaching
Finn.
stealthily though? So, yeah.
Alright. As you get closer and closer to the door, you do hear from inside, you do hear the kind of a piano playing out of rhythm as it's kind of being clinged down to by something or someone that knows the melody but isn't able to keep up with the actual rhythm of the piano itself. Do you wish?
So does it sound like they often have to stop to catch up with the melody again in their head almost? It's like do-do-do-do-do.
No, it sounds more. It would sound more disjointed, like continuous, but disjointed. So like
Ding, 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 ding.
but out
Yeah.
of rhythm.
At that, Shia is actually gonna cringe a little.
Yeah. Alright. So Krath, you bring up the key yet again and open the house, and it
Yep.
does not. You move in. Now that you've moved into the house, it becomes much more apparent that the sound is originating from the immediate to your left as you enter the hallway, kind of being greeted by the cracked planks. Sorry, the floorboards, rather. The wooden floorboards. There is signs of kind of rushed, half-packed boxes and carrying, what would it be? Like carts, almost? Kind of being scattered across the entrance hallway. But it's a relatively small room that you've just entered. Not as grand as some of you would have expected from a noble house in Eulerons.
Is there any light source in here, or is it dark?
No, it
Oh,
is
from the-
entirely unlit.
Okay.
So if someone does not have dark vision, you would had to be guided by your fellow comrades.
I'm gonna activate my golden eye, so the rest of you see this very faint glow appear from his golden eyeball, and just ever so faint. It's not even like 5 feet out of light worth, but it's just enough that it's a little bit visible, but just so
Yeah.
that I can see now.
And as you kind of... Actually, Krath, you're in the front. Make me a perception check real quick. Yeah. You do make out what seems to be a kind of young, childish voice, kind of trying to sing along with the tones that is being played, as well as a bit of claw against wood, I would say, from the very same direction immediately to your left.
That's not creepy at all.
So only I hear this?
Only you hear this, yeah, because you're in front and kind of leading the way.
Can
You'd
we
be
all hear the
familiar with
piano?
most of the sounds.
Okay, so as I lead people in, I'm gonna ask Finn and Shia.
Shia.
Do you hear that?
She's
we hear
gonna
that?
she's gonna flicker an ear and like look around. But I
At
don't
the
know, do we
prompt of-
hear it?
Yeah, at the prompt of Krath, you're free to make perception checks.
So can we all hear the piano, but we can't all hear the kid, right?
Yeah.
Oof.
Look at the uniformity.
Right?
No, what are you talking
It's
about? I
actually-
rolled a
it's-
10.
It's so rigged.
21,
Right.
16, 16, 16, 16, 21.
Yeah.
A
There's
10.
a
With a 10 in the middle.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say that most of you,
Squad goals.
very few of you, except Finn, actually, I guess, from those roles, would be able to kind of pick up on the kind of low crawling sound of claw against wood, as well as the low kind of humming, childish voice.
She's gonna nod. I hear that as well. What is that other than the terrible piano music going on?
So
I feel this place may
well, I
be
thought it was quite nice myself.
maybe home
Yeah,
to
it's
more than just
interesting.
wood lice, woodworm.
So from the back of the pack, like
Mhm.
Vago's not paying any attention to trying to hear any closer or whatever. She's just gonna take her lute off her back and just start playing along to the tune that she can hear in the piano.
Okay.
Just like
Uh,
yeah, just like almost like if you were having a guitar lesson.
yeah.
The teacher was playing along with you properly. So you were like playing it a bit off, and the teacher was just playing it just patiently, just as if they were trying to help you, like learn how
Yeah.
to play it.
Alright. So you would be leading in this case.
Just sort of playing along, but also to sort of help set the pace for the song for the person that's playing it.
Okay.
Because obviously, I can
Are
hear
you
that
doing
they're not
this
playing.
are you doing this loud enough that say it would reach into the next room, or is it more of like a quiet strum? You know.
I think dependent on your interpretation
Stealth
of
checks.
the energy
The wind.
that gets let off by that loot thing we were talking about, it may go into the next room. She's not intentionally doing it loud enough to attract attention,
Okay.
but she's doing it in a way that she's not trying to hide it. It's just like a second nature. Like she's not really thinking about it.
All right. Well, make a sleight of hand check, I guess, to see if
Fuck.
Can it just be a fuck check, please? I'd
a
like,
fuck check.
Yeah, just
I'll
make
put
it
the
make
fuck check.
yeah
Do
make a
performance check.
fuck check.
Did you
No,
want
for
to
this is the sleight of hand. This is for the purpose of. I mean, I guess if you're doing it naturally, you wouldn't even really try to be quiet. So I guess.
I'm not trying to, but I'm also not trying to attract attention.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
So
just playing along.
do make a sleight of hand check then. Oh god. Yeah. There's like Discord and mic to speaker feedback, just filling up the entire room, sort of thing. And immediately you kind of hear this. Shh! Quiet! Someone's here! Hurry! Hide! Find Greg! And
I am very much picturing like from Back to the Future in the beginning in the first one, when Martin McFly connects to the end wall-sized speaker. Just
yeah.
Can I, out of curiosity's sake, roll a performance check just to see whether it's good enough for them to be not frightened of it? Because even though they've heard it, I don't want like the aim isn't to like scare them. I want them to feel, if anything, reassured by it.
I'm gonna have to say no on that one. They're already fucking scared.
Okay.
yeah, I think it's not really the quality of the music that was the issue. It's that there were extra music.
Loud
Yeah.
noise. Yeah.
Shai is gonna like tilt her head at the voices. Well, I assume
There's a voice.
there's a voice. Well, seems we are not alone here, and thank you, my bardic friend, for letting them know that they are not alone either.
She genuinely thinks you're saying thanks. That's no problem at all.
Alright. So you're
Yeah.
all standing in this entranceway, having just made one hell of a kind of entrance salute to.
Can I shout out, "Hello? Is there anybody there?
You can.
Hello? We don't mean you any harm. I don't think."
You do hear like the kind of approaching sound of claw against wood on the other side of the door, and then no, what are you doing? And that's all. you hear.
Hello? Don't be afraid. We're not here to hurt you. Hello?
What did you say to me?
That
I just I'm
There's no
sorry.
response.
I'm sorry, but you do that, and I just think of the giant guy from Frozen. What did you call me?
I'm just trying to physically pain Darren.
I sort of moving up from my position, looking at everybody just kind of stood around, one playing a lute, the other one trying to get their kids' attention, and kind of move over to, I don't know, a light switch, if there are light switches, or a sconce, where if there are sconces, and,
Yeah.
make an effort to try and light one.
Okay. Yeah, you very quickly identify a couple of sconces kind of going around the room, scattered and dotted. Do you light them?
Yeah, I'll light ones in the immediate vicinity.
Okay. Using a torch?
I guess so. What's the plan? We're here to kick these people out, to fight them, to scare them off, to... I mean, I only kind of caught part of what the war man was saying.
Yeah,
Shaya.
Oh, I was just gonna say she nods along with. Cool.
I mean, do we need to be on guard? Was he scared of what we're here?
It was to find the sources of the killing. He didn't say what to do with them. He was just saying that to find them.
I mean, Kraft, you know about what happened with his son. Is there something we're missing here as to why we can't just walk in and, excuse me, this is my house. You need to leave. What's...
I mean, people assume the house is haunted, and I've multiple times been in here, and then suddenly I was in the forests, so I don't really know what's going on, but I thought
magic is afoot.
Probably.
I would like to begin ritual casting detect magic. Wait, can I as this class? I don't know if I can.
I don't believe that you can as your class.
Hold on.
I have no idea.
No,
I'm just gonna. No, I can't. No, I'm just gonna normal cast detect magic, please. And I want to see. I want to see what's a kind of magic.
Okay.
Finn, as soon as there was mention as well, is going to cast detect magic himself.
Using a spell slot, or how does the
I'm using a spell slot,
innate thing work?
I will ping you what I'm using.
Yeah, I just don't know how that interacts with spell slots, or if it's a one per day sort of thing.
So I'm not using I'm not using the Furbog one.
Okay.
I'm using that one.
Okay. Yeah. So both Darren's character and Finn, you very notably,
son of a bitch.
you very you both come to realize that there isn't many sources of magic around at all, other than the same kind of blip on Belle's chest.
My nipple rings.
I look at Belle.
They are pretty magic.
I look at Belle and sniff, and then just go, "It's safe." And I open the next door in towards the voices.
Finally, a leader. Let's go.
Oh no!
Right?
Yeah, we've been waiting.
No, you fucks! It's not happening. It's not happening. No.
You were the one who opened the door and led it away. You can't blame this one on us.
As we're following behind, can I just say to Belle, how many apples would I have to give you before it becomes insulting to give you one?
To me?
Yes.
Apples. I mean, if you're referring to the teachings of Baristai, I mean, I think it's about 14 before it ends up coming kind of too much for me to handle. But myself, I'm not a big fan of apples unless they're kind of coming into the kind of cider season when it comes to actually making that sort of thing. So I think for me personally, probably about 6.
Ooh, shit.
About it.
Cool. Game is my favorite character in this campaign. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's fair enough. He's
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yes, I've noticed you share that with a lot of people. What about? I mean, apples. Great, thank you. Shall we?
Are you all entering the room?
yes.
Yeah.
Sure. Following behind the Leonin, who is leading the way.
Leonida. Oh, it's
The
it's Lionel.
Leoda.
It's Lionel.
Okay.
Lionel, the leader of the Thundercats.
Thunder. Yes. Yes, DM, we are.
Krath,
Hmm?
you walk in, and you suddenly notice Krathias go limp, and falls face first down onto the floor.
Well,
Is the detect magic still a?
It lasts.
Last 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and as soon as not seeing any pings, just fucking went, oh wait, cool. So if I've still got like 9 minutes, like straight up, that's how quick you would have
30-foot
gone.
radius.
So the people detecting magic, you do see a faint aura of the school of. Dramatic pause.
Awesome.
Yeah, of awesome.
Awesome.
The school of enchantment on Krath as he limply falls to the floor in front of you.
Out.
I
I was
tend-
wondering if I
Move,
could
move.
Wait, am
I
what,
think I
unconscious?
So
That is. Yeah.
it was
For
just
the
a
purposes
random
of-
person in the way.
Well, he was going in first. I assume we're
No,
still in the marching order, right? Or
No, I
is
went
that
in
actually
first.
precedent? Oh, right. Okay.
I think I was wrong. Someone needs to look at him, maybe.
Wait,
Maybe
wait,
that's
wait, wait,
more-
stop. So am I unconscious? Because I can use relentless
No,
endurance.
No, your
okay.
HP is not reduced,
Okay.
but you have, for the purposes of, fallen asleep.
I kind of instinctively kind of see him fall to the floor and go, oh shit, and just sort of big man down. Any me? Okay, me. Okay, and I'll kind of walk over to Krath and sort of see what's what, and find
Okay.
out kind of that he's asleep. I assume.
Make a medicine check.
11.
He's very much asleep. You hear a little bit of a grunty snore coming out of him.
I put my sort of head to his chest, and I'm just recoil at the smell of this guy's breath. Oh my god, he's very he's asleep.
Well,
Be careful.
What we can't have him lollygagging.
I mean, did you see what? Did anything hit him?
Not that I know.
Okay, so
bleh. Wow.
sleep should be fairly straightforward. And assuming that I would know something about how to wake one from a magical slumber, or a normal slumber, I take my fist, I take off my small leather glove, and I just sort of start gently tapping him around the face, and they just get stronger and stronger until I hurt my hand.
Alright. Eventually, from your hits, Krath, you do wake up and have no idea how you ended up on the. Once it kind of gets to a point where it's like disruptive to your sleep, you do snap out of it.
Okay.
My goodness, but ouch! Your face! Stronger than my hand!
Can I
What happened? What?
Not an appropriate time to take a nap, I think.
Was I sleeping?
Sort of enchantment magic that I saw. I missed the accent again.
do you remember why we're here, Mr. Kraft?
I think it has something to do with apples.
Do I remember why we're here?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
It's
yeah,
literally
we're here
is
to
like
investigate the house. Oh, okay. Just fell
Yeah,
asleep.
no, I just didn't know whether his memory blocks from when he was like in here before had occurred in the same way. Do you know what I mean? If he didn't
No.
remember it happening before, it might have been that this had happened to him before,
Yeah.
and he was like sleepwalking in the woods or something. Okay.
All right. So I need. Is anyone looking particularly around the room per se?
Kashi would.
Okay, Kashi, I need you to make a perception check.
I think Wolfie had a hand up as well.
Oh, I apologize, Shea. What?
Yeah, it's fine. You can do it.
Were you looking around as well? Because you can make a
I would-
perception check as well.
I would say she probably would, since
Okay.
you know he just
Yeah.
like dropped.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We can both look around.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. You both see there. So in front of you, there is a number of broken chairs, broken tables, kind of scratch marks all over them. It doesn't appear to have been for any particular reason other than a kind of side effect of having claws, because it doesn't seem to be aggressive or signs of struggle, other than, you know, claw meets wood.
Yeah.
But the two of
Right.
you does see a flash of golden over the bar in the far end of the on the far end of the room. Before I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Music, DM.
Eesh.
Did it really end?
Yeah.
It's
Fuck.
2 hours.
Jeez. Oof. There's some bad rolls, apart from our leader and Bell.
No, it's still playing. It was just a very long transition, but thank you, gamer.
No problem.
Thanks for looking out. Okay, so in descending order. Shea, you fail. Finn, you pass. Vago,
Ooh.
fail. Krath, fail. That one lion, pass. Kashi, fail. And Bell, you're in the good. You're in the clear.
Alright.
Finn cleared it, and that makes me very good. Like I was way below one anyways.
Apologize. Okay, so again, in descending order. Let's see, who passed and... Okay. Right. Shea. You are unable to move or take any action. Vago? Of course.
What's the one?
Sorry, what?
What's the one?
What's the one?
Yeah, that is what the secondary role kind of determines.
Oh.
Apologies. Not exactly sure on how to properly handle that, but you walk directly. You kind of just seem to turn in one direction and you start marching. Marching your full 30 foot in a straight line down the kind of dimly lit room.
Like into the room.
Into the room, ending up kind of horizontally adjacent to the bar in the far back of the
Okay.
fuck.
The back end of the fuck, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Krath, you act and move as normal. You are, for the purposes of, unaffected. And finally, Kashi, you as well are, for the purposes of, unaffected.
Okay. I am a bit nervous about the for the purposes of, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Realizing that I'm assuming she realizes it right away, that she can't move. Shia just starts swearing up a storm and, tries to move, but I assume it looks like she's just standing there swearing.
Yeah.
Do we think this place is trapped rather than magic? Did we stand on something? Did anybody have any idea why these people just started doing the things that they did?
Apart from the fact that I'm walking in a straight line, am I in control of myself? Like, mentally?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And after a few moments pass, I need all of you again to make the ones that failed the initial rolls. So that would be Shea. Mother of fuck, there's so many rolls. Shea, Vago, Krath, and Kashi. I need all of you to make another wisdom saving throw.
Take a shot every time a player or a DM says Shaya instead of Shia.
Yeah.
Can before I find out if I'm dead this time, can I just say to the air, you've got a beautiful laugh.
Now you do hear this kind of.
How many
challenging-
apples are in your laugh?
Basically.
Alright, so everyone except Vago pass. You are no longer under the effect of some form of spell, and you feel this kind of confusion leave you.
Yeah, as soon as she's able to move, Shai is gonna like fluff up almost as best as short fur can, and like glare around the room. Now, ugh, I lost my accent by the way, so this is gonna be fun.
Mhm.
Now, bleh. Why am I going
That was
southern?
Bella.
You
Going
went a little
southern.
bit Bella
I'm
there.
going southern. Ugh. Now who did that? Yeah, I lost that accent. I'm gone. It's gone.
As buzzy,
You're
but
strong Russian, yes.
No, who did that? And
You do
why?
hear- From the
That's the only word I
adjacent,
can think of.
whoops, from the adjacent room, kind of beyond the bar that you see in the far corner of the room, you do hear this. That should buy some time. Hurry, hurry!
Can I chase after that sound?
Absolutely.
Kashi would join
Yeah,
her.
no, she's gonna like sprint towards that sound, very much intent on catching whoever said it.
Can I ride her like She-Ra?
She-Ra.
Did I get
You're all okay. So just so
sorry,
you
the-
know, you're only like 5 inches shorter than I am. Okay, like you're not.
Yeah, but
that
about
short.
200 pounds shorter, 200 pounds lighter. I'm a waif. There's nothing to me.
I only weigh 165 pounds. I don't know what you're talking
Still
about.
stands.
That's
Alright, so
funny.
before I continue, sorry, Vega, what was it? What was
Did I
the
get a
response?
response to the question? Or to the statement?
I forgot your statement.
You've got a beautiful laugh.
Oh, you just hear a kind of briefly before all of everything else that I've described transpires. You do hear a childish kind of giggle coming out from the very same direction, which would be directly to your right, across the bar and beyond the kind of open threshold leading into what you can only assume would be a kitchen, as you do see kitchen utensils and similar paraphernalia in the distance.
And Kashi would similarly to Shia sprint
Yeah, a giggle.
towards the thing.
Okay.
Start slowly moving after. Not sprinting, but...
I'll stick with Finn. He moves
Stick
my
with
pace.
Finn. Roger.
Oh, hello, little one there. Oh, what's your name? And using speech of beast and leaf to speak to the weasel. It can
Well,
understand me. I can't understand it.
My goodness, you're big. Oh, you're talking to me. Well, my name's Marmaduke. Wow. Hello.
Sorry, that cut off completely. I missed all of that.
Well, you should have missed it because you're not meant to be able to understand what they say.
Yeah,
They just
but
understand
I
what you
can't
say.
understand it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
can just understand me.
Yeah.
So Vago, you are currently unable to act or move, but I do need another wisdom saving throw from you, my friend.
Okie doke.
You pass. You similarly to the others, feel this kind of magically put on confusion kind of leave your body.
Yeah.
As you again are able to make sense of your surroundings and what you're doing and control over your body. Krath, what are you doing? Picking yourself up the floor?
Gonna stick back with the others while Shia chases after whoever it was.
Yeah, okay. So as Shea what is it? Is it Shaya or Shia?
Shia.
Shaya and Kashi kind of dart off.
Hobbits of the Shire. That's how I'm remembering it.
Shire. Shaya. Okay.
Worcestershire.
You kind of leap over the bar, or kind of comfortably make your way over and into the open threshold leading to what you now can confirm is a kitchen. To your left is a door and a window where you can kind of see the rain splattering outside and what otherwise is a very beautiful garden. Although the grass may be a little bit too tall. In the far right there is another door that just closes as you make your way into the kitchen.
Alright, I'll go towards that door.
Alright.
So would Kashi.
And you're doing this at full speed still, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it like one of those Takeshi's Castles doors where it's one of 4 doors? And you can only actually go through one, and she just runs into the wrong one and just bounces off it? Is that what?
Oh no.
Damn
You
it.
can move around as much as you want. As you kind of open this door, you do catch, you see a kind of weasel-shaped creature making its way towards what appears to be a slightly aloft trapdoor, and from within it you can still see a blinding light of kind of gold. And as you enter, it's just sorry, and then the trapdoor slams shut, and the creature is kind of trapped inside of a very isolated storage room, a pantry as it were, with Shaya in the front. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, alright, that's the thing that we're chasing, right? We don't see anything else in the room, just
there's bags of supplies or
no, but nobody else in the room.
No, there's only this very, very small creature in front of you.
Yeah, she's gonna go see if she can get it into that box or whatever where the creature went.
I might have described this the wrong way. So when you entered, there was a trapdoor that was being kind of slightly aloft, open, with a shimmery golden radiating out from it. But as you guys kind of stormed into the door, the trapdoor shut and the gold disappeared, but the creature remains isolated in the room with you.
Gotcha. Okay, so no, she's gonna go for the creature. She's more interested in catching this creature to see if she can ask it, basically interrogate it. She didn't really pay attention to the glowing gold thing.
Kashi would follow a bit behind Shaya, saying in case the creature slips out from her, he could catch it then.
Okay. So I guess that would be a contested dexterity roll to try and catch something. So go ahead and make a dexterity check, and I'll make mine.
7.
7.
Oof. Really, all I wish up 12s.
That is a 12. As unfortunately, you kind of try and dive for the creature, but it very nimbly and swiftly escapes out of your kind of closing hand and makes a dash for the door. As Kashi, you can make an attempt to catch the creature. As you were keeping your diligent. Yeah, so that does catch it. So in your hand, you have this kind of scaly, hissing, just rows of teeth that are the size of what can only be, the end of a toothpick, about that size, and you're just wrangling it and trying to keep it away from being able to hit you, and you're just, hey!
As it sort of wrangles, I'm going to show it all of my teeth and really make it growl, as in don't.
Okay. Alright, as you do that, it's gonna bring out a scorpion-like tail from that you've been unable to kind of make out in the kind of hit in the speed of things, and that is a 13 to hit.
That definitely misses.
Yeah, so you easily enough kind of swiftly avoid what you now know is a scorpion-like tail. Kind of quickly getting a grasp around it as well, preventing it from further restrictions.
How big is the creature?
I would say yay.
Oh, that's quite.
As in tallness, how... Like, okay, so to phrase my question better, can I grasp it with a single hand, or do I need both?
One around its neck and one around its tail, yeah. Easy enough.
Yeah, in that case, I am going to pin it to the ground with the left hand around its neck, stomp on its tail, and take out my short sword.
Okay.
Wow.
Hold it against its throat, and once again a growl and like stop.
Okay.
Shaya's gonna like raise her eyebrows a little bit, but not really like impede on this. More like crouch down next to it and like look at it. Does she even know what it is?
Make a nature check. And what are the rest of you, while you're doing that, what are you guys doing? Hearing this kind of tumultuous hissing and kind of, you know, grasping for things in the room next door. What are you guys up to?
I'd like to turn to Belle and be like, I think something is going on inside there.
Yes. After you.
No.
Okay.
Okay, then follow me.
Okay.
That's even refusing to be the leader.
Correct.
I follow where the Leonine leads us when he's leading from behind Belle.
Alright.
Mate, you voice your character with an accent to troll me. You're making it. Is your existence purely to troll me now?
No.
Well, I mean, aren't you aware? May was magically conjured just to troll you. Like that whole water thing, we just made it up to give him a backstory.
Yeah, he's truly just a phantasmal force.
So I'd like to think that when they were chasing the creature, I would have sort of just wandered behind them, like not sprinted, but
Oh, okay. So you would have been in the door already.
yeah,
Fair
I'd
enough.
like to think that I'd just seen him grab the
Yeah.
thing. So I'd
Yeah.
probably just say to him, would you pull a sword on a babe?
And all of you entering the room kind of after Vago, you do see the scene in front of you. Kashi kind of with the short sword pointed towards or across this kind of lizardy creature within his grasp. Its tail pinned beneath Kashi's boot or feet.
He's actually barefoot.
Yeah, I would have imagined so in hindsight. Beneath his paw, and is kind of threateningly holding the sword against it.
Yeah. So
At the mention of as
As
Vego
for-
speaking, he sort of turns his head towards Vego just a little with a glint in his eyes. As I say, like, this thing did something to us. I'm gonna find out what.
And Shea, with that roll, unfortunately, you're unable to determine exactly what it is, but you'd suspect it is of some form of draconic creature.
Would I know if it can actually talk?
No.
would
Okay.
I know what it is?
Make a nature check. No.
But if you look at my character sheet,
Mm-hmm.
the top 3 things on the right,
Okay.
would that allow me advantage?
I'm unsure what rows you're referring to.
Uh,
Oh. Yeah.
That
Okay,
one.
now I get it. Yes, actually, that would pertain to it. You quickly take a glance, and I apologize for the kind of
no, that's
confusion
all
there from on my part, but yes, you instantly identify it as a pseudo dragon.
right. Can I speak to it in Draconic? And say...
Yep.
Say... essentially say, it's nice to finally meet you.
Looks at you and kind of you can see the kind of frantic look in its eyes. It is afraid. It is fearing for its life right now and is just hissing at you, despite showing a sense of understanding to your words.
You have nothing to fear.
Despite
Well.
the sword on your back.
Yeah, you would.
It
you
might have a
guys can
couple of things to fear.
Unless you guys can understand Draconic, then you wouldn't know what I was saying to it.
Yeah, so with that persuasion check with disadvantage, as it
Ah.
very rightfully so has a sword kind of put across its form while being pinned forcefully.
Okay.
And Kashi doesn't really have any intention of letting it go.
So, with that, because of the top thing on my thingamajiggy,
Mhm.
my proficiency bonus would be doubled. So, does that have any effect? Does that mean it evens out to a normal roll, or does it still disadvantage? You just add 2 to it.
Yeah, that would be exactly it. It would still be a disadvantage, but you would have +2 to the result.
Okay. Oh, 11.
Well,
Still.
11, even with a nat 1. It does calm down a little bit, but it is still, like, you can see that it's like a very scorpion-like tail is kind of just attempting to break free from Kashi's boot, promptly put on top of it.
Can I try and reason with it and just explain that the same way that you're scared? I'm going to say that my normal voice is Draconic.
Mhm.
So I'm going to say the same way that you are scared, we are also. Hence the protective nature of our capture. We don't mean you any harm, but we do require what's the word? Where someone compliance. Explanation. That's a good one.
Yeah. Make another persuasion check with disadvantage. It is very much at the kind of mercy of Kashi here.
Oh, again? What the?
Holy fuck!
It's not happening. It's not
Well-
happening.
Yeah, it is still struggling for its life within Kashi's grasp.
At this moment, Kashi he still keeps one eye on the creature, just like in case it looks like it might break free, he can slice it. But for now, he's paying like 60% of his attention towards Vago, saying like exactly what's going on.
So
Yeah,
he
you
can't
just hear
speak
this
for
kind of
Bell
language going on.
sort of steps up and goes, excuse me, I missed your name, but we may be in Euleron? Or, Yaleron? I always get that name wrong.
It's Euleron. You were right the
We-
first time.
We may be in Euleron, but you are 1,000 times its size. It's done nothing to us yet. Do we really need this sort of attitude?
I like you. I walk up and straight up just try and grab the creature and sort of hold it by like the scruff of its neck. If I'm allowed by the ally who has the blade stressed upon it, I would just like to hold the creature.
If Deiron attempts to literally hold it within his ginormous fist, Kashi would let him.
And as I do, I pat it on the head.
Wait, as I'm doing it, can I say to it as the exchange happens? Can I say to it, take this as a gesture of good faith? So like, obviously the blade's being taken away and he's being handed over to someone who's like not being hostile to it.
Yeah. So as you pick it up there and you do see the kind of the tail being freed from the paw, it kind of instinctively goes for another sting towards you, but mid kind of like swing, if you so will, like thrust, #thrust. It kind of halts itself, hearing what Vago has to say, as well as the kind of, and as you raise your hand to pat it, it does go for the kind of misinterpreting the situation. It would appear for a 14 to hit.
Oh, it misses. Can I sort of look into its eyes, and using my background benefit, I would like to sort of give the impression that I don't have an intention to harm it.
Yeah, it did go for as you raised your hand to pat it, it seemed to have misinterpreted that, going for the stab. But as you kind of start patting it and doing your little starey thing, it does calm down and just kind of shuffles in your grasp, very clearly very uncomfortable, but doesn't appear to show any further signs of hostility.
Good,
And
baby dragon.
just for things, Cash is going to hold an action, so in case the thing attempts to flee, he would attempt to catch it immediately.
Okay, good to know.
Great idea.
So can I ask it like in a calm and soothing tone?
As
So
much as a
what is
dragon
your
can
name?
be.
Well, yeah. So what's your name?
And it kind of looks at you, and through you feel a kind of it feels strange, because it's as if this creature looking at you kind of pushes onto you its emotions, as you get the impression that it doesn't appear to be able to communicate with you through any other means. And the feeling you get is kind of just that of distress and panic, but much lower so than a few moments ago.
Would you like some meat? Here you go. Eat now, little creature.
Do you fish out like food
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. So one hand is holding it, like dangling by like
Okay.
the scruff of the back, and the other's like pulling into a side pocket. Eat this, and I pull out like some like I don't know day old meat.
Yeah.
The irony, because Finn is like the Welsh version of David's character, which is the English version.
Yeah.
They've both got the same sort of temperament.
So, would Bell know that this is a pseudo dragon?
Make a
Right.
nature check. You've done
Yes.
yeah, definitely.
So I'm kind of pseudo dragons. I mean, that he's not working alone. He's not going to be the one that's done the child's laugh. I'm assuming it's probably some kind of pet, familiar, acquaintance. Let's
More
What-
reason.
So
Where
you're
did-
saying that there is another here, or there was?
And as it's eating,
there's likely another one here. Yes.
Call me frog.
Yeah.
Let's. So let's. Do we try to find them? I mean, he seems happy enough with you now. What was your name again?
Steve. I'm pretty sure the name I introduced to the non-player characters later on. I'm pretty sure I called myself Steve. So I'm gonna. My name is Steve.
Okay, Steve. You seem to have that delightful creature preoccupied for the moment. Shall we see if we can return him to his adopted family?
I like
Where did they go?
Peace.
Is there any other exits in this room that we can see? Those of us that have just come in?
no, the ones that you can see, you kind of peek into the pantry where Shia is Shia?
Yeah, you got it right.
Yeah, okay. Shia LaBeouf, yeah, okay. Where Shia is just kind of standing idly, looking at the tiny little creature, kind of just gnawing at whatever Steve is offering it to eat. It's very happy, and all of you get the sense of, very similarly to what Vago had experienced earlier, you feel the emotion of the creature kind of project onto you as happiness and like being content. Not safe, but pleased, if you so will.
So
You do see the very obvious trapdoor, which there is a trapdoor in the roof leading down, but there is also signs of it having been hidden beneath hay earlier, but you seem to have kind of
Well,
caught them in a rush.
Like pushed aside to
Yeah.
be pushed,
Yeah.
opened up, yeah.
Yeah.
Can
So well,
Cool.
go for it.
It's fine, go.
I was gonna say, well, since they got that under control, Shia would probably go to the trapdoor that had the glowing light.
Yeah.
See about opening it, since
Yeah.
it's now obvious that it wasn't alone.
Yeah. You open it up, and leading down, you can see this kind of handmade cavernous system that appears to be beneath and kind of serving as a basement to this specific building. Mostly dirt, a few stones and boulders kind of sticking out of its frame, but it does lead beneath. But you don't see any signs of golden flashes or anything moving or making sounds from down there.
So with
Shaya, I
that,
think I might have an idea if we're looking to go down there
She looks at him
to make sure that
interested.
everything is okay.
She looks at him interested, just waiting for him to tell her.
I'm going to cast Silent Image, create a replica of the pseudo dragon standing at sort of like the top of the stairs,
Okay.
and then just have it start going down. It makes no sound, but it does actually move.
Yeah.
Silent Image.
Okay. As you do, you kind of see this copy of the pseudo dragon making its way down the kind of. There is a ladder. It's not steps by any means. It's
So
a
it's
ladder leading. Yeah.
Little
It's kind
wings
of-
going.
Yeah. It's kind of making its way down and it disappears in the dark. Are you able to perceive through that creature?
No, it's purely an illusion.
Yeah. Well, moving
It's-
down,
it's-
it doesn't appear to encounter anything. Is there a range or anything like that? Hold up.
60 feet.
Yeah, easy enough. It doesn't, you get the sense that the spell is still active, but there is nothing really going on for a while, and then it's just you
so
kind
like
of
no
hear.
sounds or anything.
Not yet.
Okay,
Not
cool.
yet.
Can I say to the Mr. Pseudo Dragon, call back your friend. We mean you no harm.
You kind of in Draconic, I assume.
Yes, yeah.
It looks at you, and then sadness falls over all of you.
Ooh.
my goodness, Vargo, what did you say?
I told him it was safe for him to call back his friend. Do you think his friend may be hurt?
More of a reason for us to go and help. I look at the dragon, the teeny little lizard thing to me. I go, let us help you find your friend if we can. I don't know if you can understand me.
Don't worry, I'll help
Dangles.
you. And I'll,
Yeah.
and I'll sort of translate for him.
And
I'm
it kind of
getting-
just.
Sorry.
It's alright. So
I'm
what
getting-
was it you exactly asked of it? Sorry, I kind of zoned out there, Steve.
Let us try and help you as much as we can.
And it kind of gives you a look of intelligence and understanding to your words without Vago's
Yeah.
translation. But it kind of looks to Vago and gives a kind of
Taking
Nod?
charge there.
yeah, and kind of tries to wriggle out of your
So
grasp.
silly.
No, 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 no. We build trust together.
Try putting him on your shoulder.
No. Nobody sits on my shoulder. Not anymore.
Well,
Shia looks up at that and like looks at him quizzically, as if like anymore.
Anyway.
try,
Yeah,
try,
Finn
try
puts
put-
it together with something that he noticed in the
Sessions era.
session 0.
So, can I say, well, what about the big fella? Will he let him ride on his shoulder? And she'll look up at Finn.
The other big fella.
Finn's
It is
8 foot
still-
tall, right?
No,
It's
I
like
think they're
just
about
over
the same.
7.5, something like that, I think.
Still a pretty big fella considering I'm like 5 foot.
Quite broad shouldered
Yeah, like
as well.
compared to you, but compared to Steve, they are pretty much the same height-ish.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Steve.
I said Steve.
I know.
Will the other big fella let him have a ride?
I
well,
look.
the pseudo dragon is still trying to wrangle out of your grasp, and you all get a feeling of projected from this creature, a sense of urgency.
Might as well let them go.
I look at it and go, I'm going to let you go. We're going to follow you. We're not going to hurt you. At least I'm not going to hurt you. I hope they don't hurt you. Hurting you would suck. I get stuck in my own words for a second.
Alright.
And
So
then just
with
go-
your words, make a persuasion check. Straight roll.
Oh!
Natural 20.
I'm actually really good at these.
Natural.
I'm actually really merit at these.
Yeah.
Mm.
You get a sense of agreement washing over you.
I let go.
Okay. And as it kind of lands onto the floor, it looks up at all of you for a moment, and then turns towards the inner sanctum, almost. I almost said towards the inside of the pantry, and kind of skitters past Shia's legs and goes over to the trapdoor and kind of starts looking up at the Shia, being the closest
Are we
one.
going down then? Are we
She
following this?
She motions him to.
Oh wait, it was already
yeah.
open. My apologies.
Yeah.
You opened it for your silent image, so it disappears down into the darkness, and you can all just reasonably assume that you're supposed to follow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shia
because you would
follows.
sort of use this, the reaction is set up to sprint after it. Not to catch it, just to sprint after it.
If Shire's going first, Finn will follow after her.
As you kind of make your descent into this kind of earth cellar, the musty, earthy scent of very much an earth cellar kind of hits your noses, and as you make your way down, you see hints of. Actually, all of you basically have dark vision, so whatever. You see barrels and supplies of all kinds and form. You can reasonably assume that whatever is contained within it, probably alcohol, gives off this kind of weird mix in Doric vision. Gives off this kind of weird scent of it's just kind of confusing, as upstairs it was far more ominous.
Ominous.
A word. And you're all standing at the kind of foot at the cellar, and as you make your way down, you do notice the pseudo dragon is kind of patiently waiting some 10-15 feet in front of you as you.
We made a friend, guys. That's the first friend we've made in the campaign. Yay! And we had to put a sword to its back.
And then feed it.
Yeah.
I cancel the silent image.
Typical Euleron
Greeting. Some people say hello, other people say fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Oh yeah.
A real Peter Pan's lost his shadow vibe from this.
So apologies, Finn. As you make your way down, probably about 20-25 feet down this ladder, it kind of intersects with in sections where you have to kind of you land on Earth again, and then walk a few feet, and then take another ladder down.
Wow!
So it's not just one straight ladder all the way. It's like 10-15 feet increments as you make your way down, finally hitting the bottom. Before you dismiss your silent image, you kind of hear this. What's going on? Yes, confusion and kind of low grunting, like. Very akin to Steve's.
Buddy.
And then, as you dismiss it, it's just. Yes, this very distressed kind of shriek echoing through the earth cellar.
At the shriek, Shia kind of huffs in a laughter.
Hello? Can you hear us? We're coming down. The little pseudo dragon said that it would be okay.
And expectantly, the pseudo dragon kind of leads you through this. It's not so much a maze, but it leads you through into a very large chamber in this kind of hand dug cellar where there are massive, and you don't know how they were transported here. Massive barrels, kind of just laying about with the kind of signature tap onto it.
I would hate to have to bring those up.
Yeah. Not to mention that there is no feasible way that those could have ever fit through the door they use when these are 10 feet wide, so reasonably 10 feet high, as well as they are kind of toppled onto their sides. However, the pseudo dragon does lead you through this kind of chamber, and as it comes to an intersection, it kind of just stops, and then there's a Spyro. Is that you?
What is he purple and gold in color?
No. He is more reddish than he is anything else. Kind of red, a mix between red and brown, says the colorblind.
What language is the voice speaking in English? Like common?
It is speaking in common, yes.
Sorry, okay. Is it safe to assume that the dragon's given it some sort of emotional vibe?
Yeah. So as you kind of gather in this room, as I try and filter out all of the responsibilities of a DM, eventually you do see, in a kind of flicker of gold, a small humanoid creature about the size of your index finger, Finn, kind of poof out of nowhere. As everyone that wants to identify the creature, make a nature check. You with advantage, Finn.
Oh, okay. Still 16.
Okay.
Oh. 7.
Alright. So Vago and Finn, you immediately identify this creature as a pixie.
Ooh, excellent.
This is Peter Pan.
Hello there.
Hey.
Very nice to meet
This
you.
is very tentative and high-pitched childish voice. Nice to meet you too.
Now, what is that?
Oh, this is
then-
a pixie.
And what
then-
is the pixie?
Oh, it's a little fey creature.
Shia, like, stares at it and, like, tilts her head curiously.
Finn, you would know that these are not commonly found within the Urethweld forest, but they are there. You've definitely encountered such beings before.
Kashi would sort of attempt to be a couple of steps beside the group and partially blend into the darkness to hide.
The shadows.
The shadows.
No, not the shadows, the darkness.
Nah.
Yeah, so you would just sort of try to hide sort of in a corner just to keep an eye on the situation.
Yeah.
Shia's gonna, like, look at
She's
the other.
hovering in the air, like, you know, for not even most of you, there would be, you know, she's hovering about 5-6 feet into the air, so in kind of face height with most of some of you, not so much with the others.
Do you,
My friends and I were sent here to find whoever was responsible for some killings. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that? No, I've gone Irish halfway through. Anything about that, would you?
Killings? No? No killings here.
Strange.
do you live here?
Would we know that they're telling the truth?
Make an insight check. Yeah,
Shia's
She's
completely
doing
out of
something
her. Shia's
she
completely
appears to have
out of
no
her.
knowledge of any killings taking place now.
Do you,
Fair enough.
do you live here?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. We, bought it?
Well, I'm not entirely sure I believe that story now.
Yeah, you don't need an insight check for that. You know otherwise.
Can I ask how you became to be here?
And as she's kind of hesitating, there is this, between the two large barrels, emerges a kind of 7 feet tall humanoid creature. And as he steps out into, I almost said the light then, but you're all dark vision, so it doesn't matter. Steps out, and as you can see, there's this very kind of malnourished, about 4 to 5 feet tall humanoid creature. It looks like a grown man with beard and all, but it is not exactly what you would expect a grown human to stand at that height.
Well, aren't we all told it today?
You must be Grick.
Yeah, Grick doesn't speak, and the humanoid kind of stands in front of you and looks timidly at all of you.
So is it which one was that spoke? Because you said there was a 7-foot one and a 4 or 5-foot one.
Yeah, I apologize, I mixed it up. The humanoid is 4 foot.
Okay.
4 to 5 foot. Say 4'5".
And then the 7-foot one is
non-existent. Slip a tongue.
Oh, okay. That's
There
fine.
is no 7 feet one. I apologize.
That is fine.
So, having brought a torch down with me,
Yeah.
I sort of lift it up into the air, and I'm looking around to see what everyone else is seeing.
All right, you don't. Yeah. No, you. Yeah.
Measly humans.
I forgot about the torch as well. My apologies, Belle. Yeah, you do see everything. You see the hovering kind of golden. Dust falls from her wings, so she kind of flutters them up in the air. The small lizard creature kind of just promptly sat beneath her, and then the childlike humanoid that looks like a grown man next to.
Benjamin Button. How can we help you?
You could leave.
I'm afraid that won't be happening. We're gonna need to learn to get along because we're planning on buying this house.
Buying?
You know, the whole process of exchanging gold for goods that you tried telling me that you did.
All right. Yeah, we bought this house, but not exactly for with coin.
Did you buy it with blood by any chance?
And there is a faint glimmer of kind of regret and sadness falling over her very, very tiny face, but she kind of quickly catches herself and no blood.
Can I attempt to persuade her to tell us the truth, or
I mean,
be
yeah,
able to help them?
sure. Can try and gain her trust, yeah.
So essentially, I'm going to just say something along the lines of, you see that we've not harmed your friend here, and we don't plan on harming you unless we feel that you're a threat to us. We're trying to be nice, and we're trying to speak rationally here, but you can't keep telling us lies. And then,
All right, make a persuasion check.
dog shit. I give up talking to people until my rolls get better.
Poor guy.
Got the stats, you don't have the rolls.
Yeah.
I'm done. I've
I
rolled
got
like 3 nat 1s and 2 2s tonight.
Yeah, it's not the greatest of results you've had. But she kind of looks at you, and then between all of you, and resonating more with your words, more so than any otherworldly performance check, she looks over all of you and nods slowly, realizing that Spyro is in fact intact, unharmed, and radiating an aura of kind of trust and happiness on a very primal level. And she looks at you
cut
and...
his head off.
Sorry, Kashi?
Because I didn't cut his head off.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, kind of edging out from behind the tall folk.
Oh!
Sort of, hi, you are incredible. I've never seen one of you before.
Thank
mean-
you.
We, I genuinely, are you responsible for the happenings upstairs with our friend falling asleep and this one walking off in a random direction?
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yeah.
That's very clever. That's
Well, that was
very
funny.
good.
That was funny.
It was
She
hilarious.
kind of bursts out into a very childish laughter.
Now look, I have a soft spot for humor and shenanigans. The best of them. We have to, we've been told that things have been happening, and you were here, so you're probably likely to be the best person to help us unpick what actually happened. So, could you please help us so we can go home? And I, with that, I've got that weasel on my neck, and I have to sit there and sort of calm him down, because he's going a bit mental.
Squeaky.
And then squeaking weasel, and then I just sort of he's peering out of my collar, just kind of looking at what this fairy thing is. Could you help us, please, so we can go somewhere a little bit nicer?
I don't know if you can, but if you can, make a persuasion check with advantage. Otherwise, I'll do it for you. Oh yeah.
Ooh, it's a good job for the advantage.
She does kind of dart side to side as you're speaking and hearing the reasoning of your words, and goes, "Yeah, we didn't mean to kill him. He found Grick trying to sneak out and get us food. And Grick, he doesn't speak.
Sorry, who is Grick?
And she kind of flies over and lands on the shoulder of the small humanoid creature,
So
grown-ass man.
Just as just as she flies away, I sort of put the torch down, and then from my hand, I reach into my pocket, and from my hand, I just sort of release these small lights up into the air so we can actually see everything that's there.
Yeah.
And it kind of illuminates him a little bit more, so I can see who they're talking about.
And just like Troll Skull Manor, that torch catches fire to the floor.
No. These
to
are
the ground.
these are harmless globules of light. If I am not, yeah, boom, 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 boom. For those who knows, and they kind of fly up in the air and kind of hover there, illuminating the general area. As you see this very sad-looking, but has a friendly face to him. As I believe I can show you somehow. Can I? Does this show anything for any of you? Currently, no.
Can't see anything.
Probably because I'm on a different screen.
I think if it's Shift Z,
Yeah.
maybe.
I think it's only if you've selected the token. If there's not one on the map, then you've kind of selected it. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yep.
Oh, whoops. Did not
Human
mean to
Grick.
do that.
Well, I mean, we only get the
can't
token.
see anything, just the image. Human
He looks
Grick.
like my next door neighbour's grandson.
Fuck it. There you go.
Yep, that worked.
And,
Do you not? Do you not think he looks like the old man from Up, with that face? Sorry.
Kind of.
Just what he reminds me of right now. So
how do I? Okay.
I don't see it, but
So that's Grick. Okay, and he
Yeah.
can't talk.
No. So he kind of looks over at you and. Sorry, what was? I kind of got distracted by that. What was the question again?
Trying to find out what happened. He said that found him escaping, getting food.
And he felt threatened, and Spyro and Grick kind of defended themselves as best they could, and he died. and you all kind of make the connection that the small rapier wounds would have been sting wounds from similarly shaped scorpion tail that you all have been close to contact with, as well as the bash skull, giving a sense of brute force to this miniature human creature. As you, you don't necessarily believe a pixie being able of caving someone's skull in.
I'm confused. You told me that you didn't know anything about the death, but now that you're saying that you did it, I don't understand.
And she kind of looks in a surrealistic way between all of you present, and then back to Finn. Are you familiar with the concept of lying?
He's not a very bright one.
Noted.
So, what you're saying, it was a misunderstanding that worked.
Well, we
Against
needed shelter. We're not exactly welcome with Yuleron. You know, it's
Well,
we
from
need food too.
From what I understand, all you would have needed to have suggested is that you killed him for his house, and it would have been yours anyway.
Oh!
I mean,
Oh!
we're living in a time where power seems to take control, and you can take a man's possessions by simply defeating him.
Was that man the owner of the house? And you recall that no, he wasn't. This was the
wasn't it?
yeah, it was a servant that had been killed, and the owner to the house was the one that walked up
right.
and brought you into the side room with his father.
Yeah, the son.
Yeah.
So I'll just say, what made you believe to be so ambitious with your search for shelter?
Desperation. But good news, right? You guys are gonna buy the house and sell it to us?
I'm not sure that we can, considering we can buy the house once we get rid of the killer.
Look! I mean, his can I get rid of his face off my screen? There we go. We could have a mutually beneficial agreement here. I mean, we are the only ones that know what happened. I mean, they have defended this house for as long as we've known. You know, I mean, just spitballing here. They could defend our house. This place is massive. There's place for everybody, especially wayward strafes like wayward strafes. Is that the word I'm looking for? Wayward strafes such as this magnificent creature.
And she kind of extinguishes from the shoulder of Grick and lands on your shoulder here, Belle.
Oh, hello.
Should listen on this one. I like him.
Hey, this is Duke. This is Duke. Say hello, Duke. This is oh, sorry. What was your name? Oh, really?
Yeah. My name is Lulu.
Can I turn to Kraft and say, how often do you bite the hand that feeds you?
Never.
Then we have a problem here, fellas.
Do we? Do we really?
Unfortunately, we do. Even more unfortunately for you, my way of dealing with problems, and I don't speak for all of us, but it rarely ends in death. So we need to come to some sort of agreement.
Those are good news.
Not when, see, I think Vega would be too hesitant to let slip that the craft was employed to bring us here to get rid of them. But obviously that's what he's alluding. That's what she's alluding to.
Okay.
I mean, we were only told to get rid of something. I mean, you're a bard. Make up a story.
It's not me that needs persuading. It's our orc friend here. I mean, just in case you misunderstood the question with a bite the hand that feeds you. I don't think you did, but I'm essentially saying.
I'm out of it. I'm confused whether or not it's just you being philosophical and wanting to figure out who he is, or.
No, it's a genuine question. What I was essentially asking was, are you willing to pretend to your employer that we've got rid of the problem? I was asking when you said no, like you wouldn't bite the hand that feeds you. So that's a saying, like
and
like,
Krath and me thought that was just you being philosophical and wanting
my bad.
information.
I probably should like put a disclaimer after every stupid question.
Yeah,
probably.
This is
that
just a
was a
random
Vargo
philosophical question.
That one
This
felt
is
like
quite
it made
relevant.
sense to me.
So
It did.
So have we now just made up a new emoji? So typical Vargo,
Yeah.
confusing the hell out of everybody.
Yes.
That's not a confusing question. The premise of biting the hand that feeds you.
Oh shit! How is everyone doing on time, by the way?
You're fine.
I just realized we're 10 minutes past.
I have been awake since 7 a.m. I will keep going until I don't.
I woke up at 5 p.m.
I have work normal time in the morning, so up at 7ish. So 1/2 probably, if
Okay. Yeah, it's whenever
a little bit more.
whenever it feels like a good time to end it, just try and speak up, because I don't have the rhythm in me yet to actually look at the clock, apparently. So
I mean,
Okay. In answering that question with the true meaning behind it, he would have said, wait, how do you even word it? Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck about his employer, basically.
Then I guess we don't have a problem here.
My only thing. Shia speaks up and my only thing is that don't they need the proof that we got rid of whatever it was that we need to get rid of?
Well,
For all they know, the house is just haunted. We can just say we got rid of the ghosts. They know nothing.
yeah, we'll be real quiet.
The thing with that is
This long story.
also with a haunting. I don't think, and pardon me, I'm not exactly a professional on the arcane and all of that stuff. But isn't it impossible for a ghost or a spirit to actually interact with this world and kill someone?
I wouldn't.
Now, I'm not saying let's go find a random person on the street. I highly frown upon that. But I'm just saying that we might come into a possible hurdle in the future.
I mean, Mr. Wartorn's exact words were, "Discover what happened."
Okay, and when we discover what happened, what are they going to do about it?
Sell us the house. Am I missing something?
All I am saying is they do not seem like the type of people that let things go.
DM, did I get the impression that he knows that there's someone that lives here, or is he completely clueless about everything?
Do you mean Lulu?
No, Wartorn guy, my employer.
Yeah. No, he knows that his son, up to this point, have been residing within the house and made arrangements to sell off the house that he wasn't too pleased with, and in spite is kind of reselling the house to you find people in order to kind of give his son the middle finger. That is the impression you have.
I thought we were
So he knows nothing.
He has. I'm confused. Like, what do you mean that someone lives here?
Like, he doesn't know about Lulu and the other guy.
No,
just
he has no
knows
clue.
that
He
something
thinks it's
happened.
haunted. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, can I just turn like away, like I'm just pondering to myself, but loud enough for the party to hear, and say something
How
like,
many fish can you pull out of your arse?
No.
before it formed hemorrhoids.
No. So just saying out loud to myself. How many fish can you put into your arse? No. Just say something along the lines of, Mr. Wartorn, we found that someone else was unhappy with your son's sale of your home, and believed they were seeking vengeance on him, but I believe they've killed the wrong person. The house itself lies empty, and we'd like to collect our reward and take you up on your kind offer to purchase it, please.
Shia still is frowning at it and shaking her head. I still do not think this is going to go well, but I will follow your lead as I do not exactly have an idea of my own.
David, do you remember?
So, from what I can gather, you're gonna let us live here as long as we stay quiet? She kind of tentatively says from Belle's shoulder.
I mean, could you come just round? Look here, please. I can't see you from there.
Oh yeah, sure. And she
Thank you.
lands. She
Look.
kind of lands and
Look, we don't know what we're going to do. Ultimately, if we get this house, I don't see any reason why you couldn't be here at the same time. Your friend Grick, perhaps I can look at his larynx to understand why he can't speak. And, look after it while perhaps we're not here. Like you have been doing, you protected it until this point with your confusion. We must talk about that spell, by the way. And we can come to some sort of arrangement. But the issue that we currently have is that the large man that sent us here wants to know what happened to the dead man that your delightful dragon slew.
angry.
And Grick, yes. So that's the issue. We're trying to work our way around it.
Can I ask two questions? One in character, one out of character.
Is that one of them?
Out of character.
That's the out of character question.
One of them would be normal. So, out of character, if a spell like the one that they've been casting on us was cast on someone, would they know it was a spell?
Once it fades, it's definitely a very kind of influence, an outer influence that has in one way or another influenced your mind. Yeah.
But they don't know specifically.
Similarly to how Krath had walked into the house only to find himself out in the woods, they would know, they would lose time and kind of, this is weird, but they know that something happened to them, but not the source of it.
I have
if
a
that
plan. Was it Belle that said that they were a herbalist?
Yeah.
Can you brew up some sort of concoction that we can say is growing in the walls, and it causes hallucinations?
Hallucinations that kill you?
Moss.
Like some sort of moss that we may have found in the house, and the servant boy may have consumed and killed himself in a mad frenzy.
With a toothpick?
That's not gonna pass, really. Yeah.
It might do if you come with us and cast a confusion spell on Mr. Fuck, what's his name?
Wartorn.
You only know him as part of the Wartorn family. To what extent
Charles-
or first name
Charles
he
Wartorn.
deliberately left out. That was the
Charles
son that
Wartorn.
approached
Right,
you.
okay.
That was not the old man inside of the side room.
Okay, I wrote down Charles.
It's alright. Charles is correct, technically.
So essentially, my
Technically
plan
the correct.
B,
The best kind of correct.
explained without a stupid Irish accent and riddle me this kind of attitude. Essentially, the plan could be that you brew up some sort of fungus or mushy mold, and we take it to him and say, we found this in the house, this was causing hallucinations. We get him to smell it, then get the little pixie Lulu in our pocket to cast the spell on him so that he feels that weird effect, and then he chalks it up to a mold growing in the house, and we say, don't worry, we'll get rid of it, and we buy the house off him.
And
Yeah,
give us a
but
discount.
And
wouldn't
gives us a
explain the death of the servant, though.
Yeah, we can say that an animal would come in here. And
He was
eat some of
seeing
it.
pixies.
Yeah, we could say like a wild animal came in and ate the moss and went mental and killed him.
Didn't they say that he only died from a rapier wound?
Rapier like pinholes. Yeah.
And his
That
skull being
entered?
bashed in.
But didn't exactly.
It
So unless there's a poisonous bug around somewhere that we can blame it on, I feel like none of this is going to go well.
Can I study Finn's claws?
Finn doesn't have claws.
Who's got the claws?
At least
three.
3
Like-
of us do, but
like-
One of the cats, I would imagine.
Yeah,
I
like
have
the cats
claws,
do.
but my
I have
claws
claws.
are broken.
I thought Finn
He
was
says
like
that, and again, Shia just looks at him like weirded out.
Isn't Finn like some? I'm not familiar with the race, to be honest. Isn't it like a
Turbo.
kind of bear?
Is kind of like a mix between a giant and an elf.
I'll bring
Um,
everyone's tokens out so that you can see.
I thought yours was a bit like a bear next to a giant. I must be confused. As I say, I'm not familiar with the race, so I'm confused. We could say it was a bugbear.
That's what a furbolg looks like.
Oh, that is not what I had in my head. I like that.
You know, I dig your icon, Steve, because I think I know where it's from.
Steve, where have you put everybody's icon?
It looks like a magic.
Out in the ocean.
between the islands.
My Roll20 is really lagging at the moment. Yeah.
I know where my icon is from, and I like that character very much.
See, this is what I had in my head. It's from World of Warcraft.
With the increased pickup of your microphone when you move in your chair, it's deafening.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is why I'm muted. Sorry.
Yeah, I had in my head it was like this thing from World of Warcraft.
Yeah. No, it's nothing like it.
Yeah, my bad.
And technically those are called fur bolts.
Well, I know.
Mm.
But yeah, what's
looks
happening,
like
guys?
there's ramming.
You're plotting to trick this war-torn fella?
I mean, we don't necessarily need to trick anybody. I think the fact is he wanted us to work out what happened. He didn't say bring them to justice. We can quite happily tell them. I mean, you know, the job wasn't to bring them to justice, if I understand. It wasn't to bring back the head of the person, just to tell him what happened. And I think if we play the son against the father, because the father clearly has, you know, he was putting the middle finger up to his son by selling us the house.
As it is in
So-
fairly recent memory of all of you. Sorry to apologize, gamer. The exact words he used was, "Should you rid the Mountainside Manor of this infestation, I am blah 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 willing to sell you."
Yeah,
So
he didn't
We
demand
can just
proof or
say
anything.
it's done. These guys can disappear. You know, maybe there were hobos sleeping there, but we went and they'd set up a few traps, perhaps, that led to the confusion. But there was nobody there when we investigated, and perhaps your son was just too much of a chicken shit to investigate it himself and to get rid of the actual issue. So maybe he doesn't deserve the house.
I believe the question here is not why how we
Yes,
justify
yes,
this.
fish. I understand, but sorry.
I believe the question here is not that we work out how to explain this to Mr. Waltorn. The question is more why you would pay a group of mercenaries to clear out a property for you to then let them buy back off you for a fraction of the price you paid them in order to clear it out.
Well, that was because he wanted to give the middle finger to his son.
So why didn't he just sell us the house with the infestation for even less if the money means nothing to him?
I mean, he does have a point. What is wrong with this place that he is actually trying to get rid of it, if he is indeed
Look.
trying
The
to...
infestation.
Lulu, where have you gone?
Yeah.
Hello?
I'm on your hand. Hello.
Oh, yes. Sorry, so you are.
Yeah, you just squashed him.
Yeah.
Squashed her, sorry.
So, you've been hearing us talking for what seems like about 2.5 hours.
It's close to 4.
This is the situation is as we've explained. Can you think of any other reason, from your history in the house with seeing Mr. Wartorn's son, as to why this house is being sold so cheap? Can you see any reason other than yourself? I mean, yes, you may have made the social faux pas of killing somebody and smashing their face in, but we've all been there, I assume. And I think you'd probably be the best person to. You've been in the house longer than we have. Is there anything we're missing?
I don't rightfully know. We kind of started living here and driving other people out, and then he started showing up, and she kind of points directly at Krath. And we made him leave too. And that's kind of how far we got. I don't know.
The son.
How did you get in?
Well, she kind of just disappears from sight. It's kind of easy. You can't be seen.
You came in through the front door.
Sure. Or the windows.
Shut the front door.
And then she
Finn,
pops
you
back out
look as
again
if-
on the hand.
You look as if your wild man brain is putting pieces together. Is there anything you wish to share?
I'm just
Eh,
thinking about this cellar that we're in. It seems to be. Looking around, DM, is there any way that I can see that these bowels came in? Because you
Nope.
said that the
yeah. Nope. Yes and no.
I don't understand how these bowels got in. Can I go up to one of the bowels and just tonk against it?
Yeah. And inside you hear the kind of low thud of contents being inside, yeah.
Liquid.
Liquid.
I don't understand
If
really.
I did
I've
hear
gone
you
Irish again.
talk, and if I may offer a solution, it would be that you found a terrible witch, killed her. Fucking
And
bro.
where is her body?
Burned her body and rid the mansion of us. And she kind of just throws her hands up in the air triumphantly. But don't actually get rid of us. We're nice.
Shia looks at the others, as if trying to see what they thought about it. Not quite sure what she thought about that.
I think fabricating a situation that didn't occur, I mean, we should be as honest as possible, just leaving out the important details. I mean, it's only lying if you're trying to, pass something that's not true. We came here, we resolved the problem. The problem is no more. Where's my keys?
But what if he asks for specifics? That's just what I am saying.
Okay. I pose this situation to you. We were the stronger force, correct? Euleron's whole ethos is we. Yes. As far as he knows, we were the stronger force. We took the house. They fled. Therefore, our house.
I mean, technically, we'd have to kill him for it to be ours. We'd still have to buy it.
Well, if we kill him, we don't have to buy it.
Look! Not killing anybody.
Killing him.
Not. Especially Mr. Wartorn, who has the money and the history and the prevalence. Not now.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that we should. I'm just saying
everyone within Euleron and those that have lived here for a longer time, which would exclude Kashi, Finn, and Steve.
Steve?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You would have a certain grasp of that transactions and buying things still does happen when there is no real point in violence. Because much like a butterfly flaps its wing, right? Violence creates violence, retaliations and vengeance, back and forth, to the point of, yes, you can take whatever you wish, but it's not the end-all be-all of Euleron.
It's not the only currency.
Exactly.
Yeah, look,
I mean-
I'm not saying that we should kill him. I'm not. I'm just saying that if we kill him, we don't have to buy it also.
Now,
As someone said that if we kill him, we would still have to buy it. I'm saying that is not the case.
Okay. Now, as much as I love planning homicide with 5 complete strangers, for
I've told you
6 complete
repeatedly that that's
strangers-
not what I'm saying.
Sorry. I mean, there's a lot of killing, and I'm getting quite tired, and I'm not entirely sure I understand what's going on anymore. I miss my bed. So what?
Maybe we should take a nap and sleep on it.
If we look to the east, we know the sun is setting quite soon. It is much later than we wished.
Yeah. There is beds upstairs. Could always stay the night. Be our guests.
Don't start
yes.
singing, please.
I mean,
Yes.
it would make it suggest that it took us more than 20 minutes to actually clear out the entire place of trouble. If we stayed the night, it could add more credence to our story.
It would be more convincing slaying a witch that way, yeah.
Did
So-
a witch hurt you?
Huh?
There's a witch?
No, they are
Kashi just
saying that
passed
we
the-
should claim that there was a witch and that we slayed her, and that in order for there to not be a body, we burned her afterwards.
There's just confusion on Finn's face, but he doesn't say anything.
Kashi just pats
Trying.
Finn on the side and say, "Don't need to think about it. We haven't decided anything yet." So the suggestion is currently like this: we all go upstairs to the beds, sleep on it, and bring up this discussion again in the morning.
One moment, as someone that knows Mr. Warcaster Feet, Krath, what do you think? You've known this person for longer than I have in my 6 minutes of being here. Will he care? Will he expect evidence? What do we play to? What's his bias? What's the thing that really makes him uptick. He clearly hates his son. We could use that. Is there anything else?
I feel like Krath would know, but I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Son,
Krath, you would know about the very emphasized displeasure with his son, and using that would probably be the most reliable angle if you were to plot something. Other than that, he's not, in what things you've carried out for him earlier, demanded proof as much as effect. As in, if you show him, if you say that you've taken care of something, show him you've taken care of something, and that is good enough. Because if it
Say that we've taken care of it, bring it to the house, make sure Lulu doesn't cast any more magic or play music while he's here.
that would be pretty much your experience with it, that, as long as you say you've taken care of the problem and he has plausible proof of it, he seems to settle for that, knowing that if proof does come out, people will have to pay for it later.
So he would probably want to see the house, or would he just take my word for it?
More than likely, a very surface level inspection of the house, yeah.
No, okay. I mean, I convey that to the group.
Then we might as well go with the whole, you all stay quiet, and we'll just bring him to the house. And then once he sees that there is no random music, then he will be fine. We get our gold in our house, and it is fine and all good and done.
there's also a further discussion we need to have about why we are buying a house together.
I have absolutely no interest in buying a house.
I do not either, but it is offered, and it seems like
I mean,
our bardic friend here is wanting it to at least house the fairies.
We have no
Okay.
reason to be together, Shire.
I mean,
I'm
She
not
like-
looking to.
She
Stay in one
glares at him at this point, like, why are you pointing me out?
To be honest-
No reason.
Yeah.
However, painfully aware that it is
Yeah.
5 minutes past half, which is where May said that he would be signing off. So for the sake of a brevity, let's say that you all went up, agreed to stay the night, and that's where we'll pick up next time. Yeah?
Cool.